Hey, what's up, and welcome to episode 129 of the Take One Podcast. I am your host, August C. Jones, and I am here with a late edition this week. Sorry about that. Try to drop these every Monday or Tuesday or whatever, but yeah, you know how things are. But there has been some news that had dropped recently, kind of mainly, I guess you could say, Disney-wise. Somewhat kind of Sony, because we got the newest trailer to Spider-Man Far From Home, as well as we got a new slate of movies that Disney has put out now that they have acquired, Fox or whatever, like a little while back or whatever, over a month back. And then we're going to get into the box office segment and talk about also what movies are new to rent on the stream this week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into things. So I wanted to start this off with talking about the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. Now, the Russos had put out something last week that said that the spoiler ban for Avengers Endgame lifts this past Monday. And so if you haven't seen it, see it this weekend because it lifts. And so the reason why they did that was because Spider-Man Far From Home new trailer dropped. Now, what I'm about to say is going to be spoilerish. That's the reason why they did it, because right before the trailer comes on, Tom Holland, ironically the person that, kind of spoils a lot of stuff when it comes to these movies, him and Mark Ruffalo, he comes out and he tells people that if you haven't seen Endgame, it's going to be spoilers in here for Endgame. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it and then come back, whatever, and everything else. So basically what I'm about to say, if you haven't seen Endgame yet, so I mean more than likely if you're listening to this, you've seen Endgame. If not, then you need to go ahead and watch it because I'm about to talk about it and it is spoilers, so whatever. But basically the trailer starts off with them mourning Iron Man. Now, don't get me wrong, when I saw Endgame, it didn't really dawn on me, Iron Man, but then once you start thinking about it, it's like, damn, we about to have more, movies where Robert Downey Jr. is not going to be a part of it. He's not going to be Iron Man and everything else. That's when you start to really think about it. And, it's kind of like, put it like this. It's kind of like when you're invested so much into the movies and, you start to think about it. So at the beginning of this trailer, it starts to give you the feels. You start to feel the pain that he's more than likely feeling, because all of us have lost somebody, Some unlucky people have, or unfortunate people have lost multiples of people or whatever, so they know how that gut-wrenching stuff feels. So you got Happy and Peter talking about how much they miss him and everything else, and you see like the painting of Iron Man up on the wall right next to where Spider-Man, he's looking at it and everything else. And you see Tom Holland, it looked like he was just like bawling his eyes out, or Peter put it like that, like he was just bawling his eyes out, because you see his eyes is kind of like around his eyes is kind of reddish pink or whatever, like he's been crying. And it starts off on an emotional note, and that is kind of like, for those who actually cried during Endgame, more than likely it probably was like, oh, why they gotta do this? But I like the way that they started off with that, as well as it gets into the funk of things. It don't really steer too much on that, but it's going to be somewhat of a theme. It's going to come up throughout the movie more than likely. And then after that, you start to get into the lighter moments of it, where he's capturing criminals and the police come in and they told him like, oh, what, are you trying to be the new Iron Man now? He's like, no, I'm too busy trying to do you guys' job. So he kind of plays around with them, and it shows the light humor that they have in it. And it was actually pretty good. And I don't know if anybody kind of noticed this. I don't know, because it seemed like to me that when he said that kind of sounded like a Andrew Garfield line. Like I could literally picture Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man saying that exact line the exact same way. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, that just stuck out to me. I don't know if that was in anybody else's mind, but that was one of the things that I had noticed about it. But one of the other things is that the CG looked great. The CG really, really did look great. More than likely they're going to do some finishing touches on it or whatnot, but I mean, from what I've seen, it looks incredible. Like this movie, I'm a little bit more excited for this movie than I was actually was for Homecoming. Homecoming was a good movie. I wasn't too over the moon for it even after I saw it. I knew it was a good film or whatever. I don't mind watching it whenever it comes on or whatever. But I wasn't too hyped for it. This one I'm a little bit I guess you could say a little bit more excited than I was for the first film. So it looks really, it looks like it's going to be way better. It looks like it has a lot more going for it. And then you got the whole thing of Peter trying to like go on his trip, and he's really just trying to get away and just be a normal kid because of all these responsibilities he having. It's basically him just trying to like balance out everything, and I appreciate that. I like that they're doing that they're keeping it grounded of that sense, because he's gone through a lot. His character, within the short amount of movies that he's been in, he's gone through a lot, and so he's just really want to be a normal kid. Like, I mean, anybody can relate to that, not even if you're grown, you have a job that you work countless hours. You need a break sometimes, you need to make money, but at the same time, you actually just need a break. You need to rejuvenate. You need to just kind of rest your mind, rest your body. That way you can get back into action. Everything is all good. But yeah, he's trying to get on his ship, and then Nick Fury is trying to get in touch with him. He's telling him, like, I don't want to talk to Nick Fury. He says to Happy, and Happy's like, you gotta talk to him, because if you don't talk to him, I gotta talk to him. And he ends up pressing the button on him, and he's like, you're not ghosting Nick Fury, or you do not ghost Nick Fury. And I found that that was really funny or whatnot. And even just, it leads to the point where he was saying that, like, it's been kind of hard you're a real hard person to get in touch with, Peter, and all this stuff Nick Fury says to him. So I like that whole aspect of it, and I don't know, it just seemed like they're gonna have fun with this movie. And Mary Jane, or MJ, I guess you could say, I forgot what her name is up in the movie or whatever, but MJ actually knows that he's Spider-Man. I mean, and we can take it out of context, because trailers give us certain things that, it was like, it may or may not be in the movie. Certain dialogues and certain things may be a little bit tweaked, but she probably might be playing around with him before or something like that when that scene comes up. We don't know the full context of it until we see the actual movie, or if they have a clip or something like that. But as far as we know, just from the trailers, like, she knows that he's Spider-Man, and she's saying that it's pretty obvious and everything else. So I'm like, okay. And so we got Mysterio. Jake Gyllenhaal is playing Mysterio, and he is working with Shield ever since, I guess, the events of Endgame. With them moving the stones and all that stuff, it created some type of like ripple and other like timelines. So it's bringing in the concept of multiverses in this Spider-Man movie, which a lot of people believe that that's a way for them to, kind of creep into the Venom verse and do something with that, which I think they're really just trying to keep it separate, because if you're going to do that, you might as well just go ahead and throw Venom and everybody else into the MCU. But I don't know. To me, it's like, I'll be okay if they do it. But other than that, I like the concept of the multiverse. To me, that can be kind of tricky, almost as much as doing time travel. And we all seen Endgame, or just any other movie that's dealing in time travel. So, I don't know. That could be kind of tricky, but I mean, I'm curious to see how they're doing it. And I'm curious to see if, with them showing that he's working with Shield, is he's gonna play Mysterio the way that they had him in the comic books, because I wasn't too knowledgeable on Mysterio, and I wasn't a big fan of him. I actually thought, like, just growing up, I didn't care for him because he just looks stupid. I don't know, like, just with the fishbowl head, I don't know, it just looks stupid to me. So I never really cared for Mysterio. Now I have an interest because I'm older, and they're doing the movie, so it's nice to get that knowledge. But I wonder if they're going to keep it to where he is a bad guy, an illusionist, or they're going to switch it around to where he actually is a good guy, or, something like that, because they didn't switched it on us. And spoilers for Captain Marvel, if you haven't seen it, but the Kree are portrayed as the bad guys in that movie, and the Skrulls are portrayed as the good guys. in that movie. So they did a whole switcheroo or whatever when it came to that movie, which is slightly which is different from the comic books, because in the comic books Skrulls are bad and Kree are good. So I wonder if they're gonna do it like that, because maybe it works out better as far as storytelling or where they want to go with their story when it comes to that. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how they're gonna do that. And then of course you got the elementals and everything else, and I want to see what's up with them. Are they gonna play a major part? They're just gonna be there. I mean, more than likely Mysterio is the main villain, but I want to know, are they gonna play a more of a major part than just causing corruption or whatever, and then get defeated, and then that's it. I wonder if there's gonna be more to them. And if Sandman, I believe Sandman is one of them. Is he going to play a major role? Is he going to be like a real person as well as Hydra Man? And I forget the other guy name. But I want to know, are they going to be real people, or are they just going to be things for Spider-Man and Mysterio to take down? I don't know. But yeah, and so I don't know, like this, it looks like it has a lot. We have a lot of questions for it. I have a lot of questions for it. The trailer looks incredible. It looks really incredible. I'm definitely have it on my list to go see it. Like opening weekend, like I may end up getting my tickets way beforehand. I don't know, because tickets are on sale for it, so I may end up checking it out. Or not need to check it out. I'm definitely gonna check it out, but I might end up purchasing my tickets beforehand. I don't know. I'm still like thinking about it, but I don't think tickets are gonna go like that super quick or anything like in game. So there's no rush. I mean, let's still have time for it to come. Like, what, 2 months before it actually comes out, so we'll be good. But that's really all I gotta say about the trailer. I mean, it was really good. It got me more invested, or more wanting to see. I can't even think of the word. It got me really wanting to see the movie now than I was before I saw the trailer or whatnot, even after seeing the first trailer. But yeah. And so with that said, let's jump right out of trailer reviews and jump into movie news, which we only got one thing to talk about, but it's something significant. So Disney had released their whole slate of movies from this year all the way, or for the rest of this year, from the rest of this year all the way until 2027. So they have a lot. And there are a lot of films or whatever. I mean, a lot of films we already kind of know, but some of the dates for certain movies have been changed, taken off, or added to it. So, I mean, because of the whole acquisition of Fox, so certain movies is like going on back and forth. So certain movies, of course, it's Fox, before the deal are coming out, pushed back or whatever. And one of the most significant things that came out of this, which is, I guess you could say, just the biggest thing that come out of this, is the whole Avatar, because Avatar is under Disney now, and we have Star Wars, which is this, what is it, like the Skywalker saga. That's crazy. Disney have 2 sagas ending this year, which is the Infinity Saga and now the Skywalker Saga. So both of those that saga is ending, the Skywalker Saga. And after that, Rian Johnson, we've been told a while back, even I think it's like a little bit after The Last Jedi came out, or even before, I forget when. But we were told that he was helming the structure of the new saga that they're going into. That after this is no more Skywalkers and all that stuff. There's going to be something totally new. So what they've basically put out is that they're rearranging the Avatar schedules, because it's supposed to come out, I think, next year. It's supposed to come out next year. The sequel, the official second movie to Avatar, was supposed to come out next year, and then after that it was going to be like, I think, every other year, or not every other year, but every year after that and all that stuff. So now what they're going to do, since they're trying to dominate Christmas, they're having a Star Wars movie, Avatar movie, Star Wars, and all that stuff like that. With Avatar, the first sequel to Avatar, it was supposed to come out December 18, 2020. Now it's been pushed back to 2021. And then you have the part 3 was supposed to come out December 17th, 2021. Now it's coming out December 22nd, 2023. And then the fourth one is supposed to come out December 20th, 2024. Now it's coming out December 19th, 2025. And then the last one is coming out December 17th, 2027. And so basically that's every other year. In between those years, we're going to have the new Star Wars saga. We don't have the names or anything else, but the first one is going to come out, which is basically, what is that, like 3 years from now? Like almost like 2-something years from now? December 16th, 2022. That's going to be the next, after this year, that's going to be the next Star Wars film to come out. So we have a little bit of a gap. I don't know if they're going to do an anthology film, but I know that they got stuff coming to the streaming service. Matter of fact, they haven't even said really anything about an anthology film like Rogue One and Solo, a Star Wars story. So basically, anything in between that, I think maybe they're going to keep the sagas on the big screen and just keep the anthologies to the Disney Plus. But the second episode for like the new era or whatever, I guess you could say, is coming December 20th, 2024, and the third film is December 18th, 2026. So, yeah, you're going to have it kind of rotating. So, I don't know, to me, that sounds truly exciting. I don't know how Avatar is going to do, but with them taking this much time on the movies, more than likely, these movies are going to look incredible. They're going to be a spectacle. More than likely, they're going to bring in the big bucks. They're going to bring in the big bucks. I don't even know where that's coming from. I don't even know why I said it like that. I just wanted to say it like that. But, like, going back to back, this is like, I guess you could say a dream come true because, you know, you got Marvel films are basically taking over the summer. You know, the spring and the summer and all that stuff. Some of it might come close to, you know, fall or whatever, but that's basically what it is. So then you got winter. So I guess you could say you got the year covered. You got spring, summer, and then if they release a movie in the fall, then you got those MCU movies taking up that space. And then you have December, the winter, being taken up by a Star Wars, every other Star Wars or Avatar or whatnot. And I think it's genius because those are your two biggest properties right now. I mean, I'm not counting MCU, but besides that, Avatar because of what the first one did, and then just what this movie is kind of building up. It's like, it's a big property. As well as Star Wars is, of course, you already know, is a huge property. So to do that, every year, do one movie, then another movie around the same time, around Christmas and stuff, they're set for Christmas time for like years, you know, all the way into 2027. And that's just crazy to think about it. And we're going to have, I think we're going to have one Christmas free. So 2020, yeah. So the first Avatar is going to be 2021. So we're going to have one Christmas free. I don't know if they're going to do anything for next Christmas, but we already know this year we got episode 9 coming out, and that's the finale and everything else. But I think that that's ingenious, you know, and everything is just falling into Disney lap. And like, it seems like they have no plans of slowing up or doing anything to mess this thing up with the success that they're getting from the MCU and Lucasfilm and everything else. And just how this year is starting to look with their live action stuff as well as the other properties. It's looking to be like really major. All they need to do is just ride this boat until like it sinks, which is more than likely is not going to sink. And then there's other movies that's coming out, other properties or whatnot. But it's nothing really, truly notable. It ain't like a Aliens movie, this and that. But one of the other things I wanted to point out was that New Mutants, a lot of stuff, craziness been going on with that, with like behind the scenes. But it was supposed to come out like 2 other times. I think it was like last year, April, this year, February, and then this year again, August 2nd, 2019. And it got pushed back because more than likely, I mean, because of the reshoots. Because reshoots were scheduled, well, not even scheduled, but needed, but never scheduled. So they pushed it all the way to April 3rd, 2020. And so with Disney taking control of this and them not even taking it off, but pushing it back for reshoots, lets me know that this is going to actually happen. That this is actually going to be a movie that's going to come out next year, that we can expect this, because with Fox, more than likely, if the whole acquisition with Fox didn't work out, then we probably would have been like, oh, I got pushed back again. It's going to keep getting pushed back and then taken off and all that stuff. But now with Disney at the helm, more than likely it's going to go into reshoots. And I heard something that it may end up being into the MCU, which they don't need to. They just need to just finish this off and just leave it at that. You know, they don't need to do anything more with it. And another thing to note, that Gambit, the long awaited film with Channing Tatum, I think he was trying to direct at one point. Well, he's starring in it, of course, trying to direct it, and I believe he was going to be the producer of it. He was invested, like he wanted this film to happen and everything else. And I don't know if he was part of the story writing process or whatever, but I know he was going to have a major part with this. So when you thought about Gambit, like literally when I thought about Gambit, you know, being made, I automatically thought about Channing Tatum in like a big way. And so that just comes from just his heavy involvement, just like Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. He has a heavy involvement. So you're going to think, when you think of Deadpool, you think of Ryan Reynolds. I mean, because he's playing him, of course, in the voice and stuff. But still, you know, he has a heavy involvement in it. But that's been taken off the slate, Gambit. It's been taken off the slate that it's not going to happen. It's been so much trouble going with it, with the script, just all this behind the scenes stuff. And it's like constantly getting pushed back, like, oh, it's going to come out, but then no, it's not. Oh, it's going to come out, no, it's not. And then, you know, it's just back and forth. And now I think they just like, look, we're going to just go into a different direction. Which makes sense, because if they're ending off Dark Phoenix of the X-Men universe, and then New Mutants was supposed to connect to Dark Phoenix, and them trying to, I guess you could say, revamp the X-Men within to the MCU, this sounds more logical. I don't know why. Like, it just sounds completely logical, and I agree with it. Like, you know, it seemed like it wasn't gonna get made. More than likely under Disney would have, but I think that they're going with a different vision, and they probably want somebody else to play, you know, Gambit or just whatever. Maybe they don't have any plans for him right now, and just, you know, just okay, whatever. But yeah, they did away with that. But like I said, they have a lot of other films on there, but these are the ones that stood out to me, so I wanted to talk about them or whatever. You can go ahead and look it up on the interweb and all that stuff. And that is all I gotta say about that in movie news. So let's jump right out of movie news and jump into the box office segment. Now, when it comes to the box office segment, if you guys have not heard about me talk about the box office segment, it's your first time listening to this. This is how it goes. I talk about the movies that I had predictions for last week that would take the top 5 this past weekend. And then I talk about the movies that came in the top 5 this past weekend. Talk about the new movies that's coming out this week and what I believe will make the top 5 this coming weekend, given my predictions, basically. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So my predictions for from last week, was that Endgame was going to take the number 1 spot, Long Shot number 2, The Intruder number 3, Ugly Dolls number 4, and Captain Marvel at number 5. I was close, very, very close. I thought that Long Shot had a shot, but I guess that was a long shot. Well, not too much of a long shot. With Endgame taking the number 1 spot at 147.3 million, Intruder came in at number 2 with 10.8 million. Long Shot came in at number 3 with 9.7 million. Ugly Dolls came in over the weekend with 8.6 million. Captain Marvel rounded off the top 5 with 4.2 million. And El Chicano, a movie that I am trying to go see tonight. Hopefully I have enough energy. Oh my gosh, I want to see that movie. It came in at number 11 with $700.2 $1,000. I didn't think it was going to make that much. That's why I didn't even put it up in the top 5, because I really didn't see too much advertisement for it. But basically that's the box office. Like nothing really stood out to me. I mean, of course I was off, but that's not really anything of that nature. I actually thought that Long Shot was going to, actually come in second. I mean, because it seemed like that had more appeal to a broader audience than The Intruder. Like The Intruder seemed like it was one of those movies that you may or may not have heard of. But I felt like it probably would have been switched if it's not too much over. It probably would have been by like maybe about a mil or so or whatnot, as far as when you look at the overall spectrum. But it was kind of the opposite, and so I was just kind of like, not shocked, but surprised that it ended up turning out the way it did. Because, hey, I mean, to me, I actually saw more commercials and advertisements, promotions and stuff for Long Shot than I did The Intruder. But I mean, I guess The Intruder got like a lot more people. A lot more people, I guess, wanna. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to look at it as like, maybe coming off an Endgame, they want a different type of emotion, but it was like maybe you want something more happier. Long Shot seemed like one of those type of movies that it's a comedy, so it make you laugh. And, I'm thinking like it probably was that, but I mean, I guess people are like, more into Intruder. So I don't know. I haven't seen either one of those films. Probably might see it this weekend, next week or whatever. I just have not had time to do it. As you can see, I haven't really put out too much stuff on my YouTube channel lately. And that's because it's just, life happens. But yeah, man, and as far as Endgame is creeping toward that Avatar spot. It's like I see you, like, I see somebody had this meme where up in Winter Soldier where Falcon keeps he's running and like Cap keeps passing Falcon like for every time that he goes around there, Cap goes around that circle or whatever like 5 times, and he keeps saying like on your left. On your left, and he keeps saying that, and they had a meme where it got like Falcon and like you see Cap coming up behind him. It's just a picture, and it has in front of Falcon's face, it has Avatar, the Avatar logo, and then in front of Cap's face, it has the Endgame logo, and it says on your left, and it shows him like catching up, and I thought that was funny. I mean, people have put out different memes about that, but I mean. It's at 2.2 billion right now. It's almost up there. It's already past Titanic, so it more than likely could make it. I think by the end of its run, it probably could end up catching it. If not by a lot, probably by a little bit. Probably like 2.7 something million. I don't even know where Avatar is. Like 2.7 whatever million. Probably like. Not even that much over it, but I feel like it's going to catch it. But jumping off of that, let's jump right into the movies that are coming out this week. We got 2 big movies that appeal to, multiple people, blah, blah, blah. There's some other movies coming out, but these are the 2 big major films that are coming out this weekend, which is Detective Pikachu, the live action mixed animation film of Pokemon, which I am definitely going to go see. And then we have the other movie, which is The Hustle, which is Anne Hathaway and Rebel Williams, and they're playing like these 2 women who are con artists, and they're trying to get back at the people that wronged them. And it looks like it could be fun. I'm not a huge fan of Rebel Williams, but I'm willing to check it out. But I mean, Detective Pikachu is the only movie that I'm really definitely trying to go see. It looks like it's gonna be so good. I haven't heard too much stuff favoring it, but I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I really am, especially my son, because he doesn't love Pokemon, but he do watch the show from time to time and now. So yeah, he's definitely wanting to go check it out. So me and him gonna go check it out this Friday. So the movies that I feel are going to come in the top 5 this weekend. Hopefully I'm right. I don't know. I'm taking a gamble. That Detective Pikachu is going to come in at number 1. could be wrong. I probably am. I believe that Detective Pikachu is going to come in at number 1. Endgame is going to be at number 2. The Hustle at number 3. Long Shot at number 4. And The Intruder at number 5. And I'm going to stick with that. I think that's what it is. So, with that said, that wraps up the box office segment. Now let's jump right into what's new to rent, own, or stream. And then we're going to wrap up this podcast. And it's just 3 movies that are coming out. 3 major movies that are coming out. Well, that came out this week, yesterday, which is What Men Want, the Lego Movie 2, the second part, as well as The Prodigy. Now, I have reviews for every single one of those movies, so I'm going to have the link in the description below, so if you guys want to check those reviews out, go ahead and check them out. And that wraps up this podcast. I'd like to thank you guys for listening, and yeah, catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Hey, before you guys leave, make sure you hit that like button as well as that subscribe button. And you see that little bell? Make sure you hit that to turn on your notifications. That way you'll be notified for anything that appears on my channel. Hope to see you guys next time. Peace out.